It's a very cool thing, a very cool thing, and a nice connection. So one of our classmates today is a student of mine, and her daughter is actually one of the initiators of this project. And I'm just thrilled for her in that regard. So I'm teaching from Richmond, Virginia. I teach here. I've been teaching for well over 8 years, and came into it after a second career. It is my second career. And just such a great journey, passion, and always a learning experience. If you don't find me in the yoga studio, you will find me in the garden. And with that in mind, welcome everyone. I'm kind of giving a tutorial about myself and a little bit about what we're doing today. So it looks like everyone's pretty much populating, and thank you, Mary. I like the thumbs up. So we've been doing, from the studio that I teach at here, we've been doing a lot of Zoom classes, and it's been really well received by our students, and I think so much appreciated. And it kind of goes in cohort with what our theme will be today. Welcome everyone as you keep populating in. I'm Mary Lou. We have a couple more minutes before class starts. So the theme of our class today is balancing our asymmetries, and I added an adaptations. So balancing asymmetries and adaptations. And I added that adaptation because this whole process, this whole initiation of Zoom and the ZoomFest is actually an adaptation. We are adapting to the circumstances that we find ourselves in, and to be open to them and embracing them can bring about wonderful opportunities and some change, some openness. So I'm just, as I said, so pleased to have you all here. We are going to start our class seated. So you can see behind me in my little studio here, couple of props. If you have pillows or bolsters, that would be nice. I'm sure you all have your little space. I have blocks, but if you like books, that's a nice option. You know, if you ever, we won't use a strap today, but if you're ever using a strap, you can use a belt or a tie. Those are good options. But you also see behind me an example of asymmetry. We have asymmetry surrounds us all the time, and it's something, it's an acquired taste. You need to find it, embrace it in a non-judgmental, in a very open way. And so when I say that, you may notice that there's an orchid, a pillow, my chime on one side, and more pillows, 2 pillows, blocks, and a strap on my other side. But when you look at them visually, you find balance and harmony. And that's what I'd like you to think about as we work through our class this morning. So, or this afternoon, actually, it will be an hour class. So hopefully you found a comfortable seated shape, and we'll get underway. Whether you're sitting on a bolster, on a block, or a pillow, come into that easy shape. Legs can be crossed. Maybe you use a support or prop under one thigh or the other. Just settle in, finding that rooted sensation for sit bones. And then find a resting place for the palms. So maybe the palms rest down on the thighs. Maybe they rest up a little more open, a little more receptive. Back of palm, back of hand resting in the lap. Any place where you can center and release. And let the eyes softly close. Bring that awareness to the flow of the breath. Finding those smooth inhalations, soft exhalations. We spend a few moments centering in our yoga practice, really to let go of the past, to be present, not anticipating the future. So as the breath flows in and the breath flows out, being in this moment, the present moment, just see what you have brought with you to practice. Body, energy, emotions. So whatever your day is consisted of, let that fall away. Whatever your evening may consist of, just let it fall away as well. Feel the sensation of breath, soft and smooth, slow and steady. With each breath, you'll find a seamless, effortless elongation and deepening. And you begin to notice the front body as it rises on the inhalation, And the front body softening on the exhalation. The ribs expand on the in-breath, and the ribs soften on the out-breath. The lungs fill, the collarbone expands on the in-breath, and the lungs expel, the collarbone, scapula, upper back softens. You feel the energetic sensation of the breath moving in all directions, that subtle energy as it fills you and empties you, as it centers you with each breath cycle. I'd like to share with you a quote from Rolf Gates. Yoga is a study of balance, and balance is the aim of all living creatures. It is our home. Yoga is the study of balance, and balance is the aim of all living creatures. It is our home. As you feel the breath, the sensations, begin to notice sensations of the body as we work through the right side, the left side, the front, and the back body. Maybe you begin to notice areas of asymmetry. And as we move through the physical practice, honoring those, taking props or options that help support and facilitate the asana, the posture, the shape. There's a lot of root for our asymmetries. It can be the area, the place where we hold tension. It can be anatomical. It's part of our anatomical being, the way we were born, brought into this world. Maybe it's overuse. And maybe it's injury. And I'm sure there are a lot of other reasons for our asymmetry. So when we work through those asymmetries, non-attached and non-judging, finding where we can create space and openness, let go of tension and tightness, and coming into that balance. See, eyes remain softly closed. If the palms are not facing up, allow the palms to face up. As you exhale, allow the palms to return to the thighs. We'll move gently with the breath, palms facing up. Let the palms slowly rotate, resting on the thighs. Just a few more breaths, feeling sensations on the right side and the left side as we create warmth. When the palms face up, next pause. The eyes can remain softly closed. Gently begin to draw the fingers of the right side towards the palm, curling the joints of the fingers, the flanges on the right side. Engage, and then slowly and softly release. Joints curl, fingers draw towards the palms. Let them soften and open. It's more, that's joints curl. Really feeling sensation in each finger on the right side. Fingers will extend, soften, rotate. Let the palm of the right hand rest on the thigh. Gently begin to curl the fingers of the left hand. They draw in towards the palm. Let them soften and open. Using the full breath cycle, complete in breath, complete out breath. It's more. Slowly rotate, allow the palm of the left hand to rest gently on the thigh. On an exhale, let the chin draw towards the throat. Let the eyes softly open, gazing towards the earth. Notice sensations from the skull along the cervical spine, across the shoulders and the upper back. Inhaling, allow the head to return to center. Eyes can be softly open. Let the chin draw towards the right. Inhale, the head returns to center. Exhale towards the left. As we move mindfully from shape to shape, what do you notice? What do you notice as we gaze right for the left side? Any areas of tension and tightness, can you allow the shoulders to soften? And slowly the head returns to center and the gaze will draw towards the left side. Non-attached, what do you notice? What are you aware of? Where can you let go? Once more to each side. And when the chin draws to the left side next, allow it to return to center and the chin will draw towards the chest or the throat. Softly release the fingertips of the left hand to the earth. Gently let the right ear roll towards the right shoulder. Shoulders are softened away, spine is long, creating length for the left side. Can you let the shoulders soften, the upper arm, the forearm, all the way to the tip of the fingers. Slowly, palm returns to the thighs, the chin returns to the chest. Making your way to the opposite side, let the left ear roll towards the left shoulder. Shoulders are neutral, right fingertips draw towards the earth. Palm returns to the thigh, chin returns to the chest. Let the back body soften. Inhale, allow the head to return to center. Let the right shoulder drop towards the ear. Exhale, let the right shoulder blade draw down the back. Left shoulder draws up, and the left shoulder blade draws it down the back. So if you hold tension in the shoulders or the upper back, where can you release and let go of tightness? Inhale, we draw up and back. With each exhalation, we soften. Once more to each side. As we pause, let both shoulders draw up, engage, an audible exhalation. Let the right shoulder drop towards the ear, and then let it draw forward and down. And then the left will draw forward and down. Sensation of the breath guides the movement. As we connect on the right side and release, and then the left side. Left shoulder draws up, left shoulder release. Let both shoulders drop towards the ears. Engage, audible exhalation. The palms continue to rest softly on the thighs. Begin to draw the navel towards the spine. Let the gaze travel towards the earth. It's a gentle cat as we arch the back. Inhale back to center. Let the shoulder blades draw together. Let the heart center open. Feeling that sensation as we find the navel drawing towards the spine. We round the back. The back is concave. And inhaling, we draw to upright. Shoulder blades draw together as we find that convex back body, creating space. And that awareness draw upper back, the mid back, down towards the hip with each movement. One more complete breath. Returning to upright, let the knees gently draw towards center, extending the legs long. The feet are flexed, our little staff pose, as we gently pedal out each heel and knee. Seeing if you have any tension or tightness. Where do you hold that emotion? Is it the hips, the knees, the ankles? Then pausing at center once again, finding that rooted sensation. Feet are flexed. Let the right knee draw in towards the chest. Hand can rest on the shin or behind the thigh. The foot is flexed. Begin to point and flex the right foot. The left foot is flexed. Rotate the ankle in one direction. And then the opposite direction. Foot returns to flex. Let the right leg extend. We'll draw the left knee in towards the chest. Right foot is flexed. Gently begin to point and flex. Once again, finding the shin or behind the thigh, clasping the hand, opening the ankle on the left side. Rotating in one direction. And then the opposite direction. Foot returns to flex, left leg extends, and we'll make our way back to Sukhasana, our seated pose. So perhaps you reverse your cross. Be mindful if you are aware, you can feel sensations on the leg that was forwards. You can reverse and let the hands gently rest by the side body. On an inhale, we're going to float the right arm overhead and gently, softly release to the left. Not your deepest side then. Palm of the left hand can root. And then flow back to center, right palm roots, gently draw towards the right side. So as we find this flowing motion, connecting with sensations on the right side as we draw left, let the right hip root, and then return to center and finding sensations on the left side. Just moving with the breath, and maybe with each breath style, you get a little more deeper, a little more open, a little more stretch. Gaze can be down, be straight ahead, or gaze can be overhead. Once more to each side. When you draw to the right side next, pause. Pressing into the palm, then you can slide that palm if you'd like to go a little deeper. Shoulder drawing away. Core strong, we'll float back to center, left arm draws to the earth, right arm floats overhead, pause on the left side. Core strong as we float back to center, releasing the right, let the palms rest softly on the thigh, begin to rotate the upper torso. Rotating in one direction, starting with small circles. Maybe you allow them to enlarge. The upper torso come a little closer to the earth. Do you hold tension in the right or the left hip? I can tell you, I know I hold tension in the left hip. So it's something that I'm aware of, but not attached to. One more rotation in this direction. And we'll pause at center. Then reversing that direction. Notice the breath cycle. Exhale, we draw forward. Core strong, we return to center. Inhale, upright. One more rotation in this direction. And we return to center. Let the shoulders drop towards the ears. Exhale, let the shoulder blades draw down the back. Let the arms be soft by the side body. Gently rotate towards the right. We'll return to center, rotate towards the left. Using that breath. Each rotation, abdomen, ribs, chest, and shoulder, the gaze follows. So there's no tension for the lumbar spine, the low back. When you draw to the right side next, pause. Maybe the gaze travels over the right shoulder. Slow and steady exhalation, release towards the left. Right arm can travel forward, left arm behind. Pause, let the gaze travel over the left shoulder. On an exhalation, as we rotate back to center, slowly allow the knees to draw back to center, returning to your staff pose. Legs are extended, feet are flexed. Let the palms rest softly on the thighs. So this is a nice opportunity for a prop, either a blanket, a rolled towel, a block underneath the thighs, just to make sure the knees don't lock. Long spine on an exhale. Chin tucks, begin to lead with the heart as we hinge from the hips, drawing into our forward fold. Our calming forward fold is the chin tucks. Let the spine lengthen. You'll feel sensations from the heel to the buttocks, all the way to the crown of the head. Core strong, begin to draw back to upright. Let the hands sweep alongside of the hips, fingertips are forward, pressing into the palm of the hands. Let the shoulder blades draw together, let the toes soften, and the gaze can travel softly up. Pressing into the palm of the hands, we'll return to upright. Let the legs draw wider than hip distance apart. Then gently rotating, feet are flexed. Toes draw in and they draw out. Feeling those sensations, we soften the connective tissue around the thighs and the buttocks. Let the spine be long. Notice the navel is drawing towards the spine. Upper torso is long and light. Feet pause at center, allow them to return to parallel, and we'll make our way to half cobbler's pose on the right side. You can use a block or a pillow to support the right thigh as we gently draw the sole of the right foot to the ankle, the calf. Maybe you draw it to the thigh of the left. You can stay in this shape with palms resting on the left thigh. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can find that forward fold as the chin tucks. Maybe the palms come to the earth, or you use a pillow forward. Maybe you stack forearms or fists. Just see where you can create space and openness and let go of tension and tightness. Few more breaths in this shape. If drawing forward, begin to walk the palms back towards the shoulders. Gently begin to draw back to center. We'll let the right knee draw to center. Extend the right leg, foot is flexed, making our way to the left side. Different side, maybe a different shape. Maybe the thigh isn't the right position on this side. Maybe the sole of the foot of the left comes to the ankle. Maybe it comes to the calf. Maybe you take a support on this side, a block or a bolster. Finding what allows you to release and let go. Right knee is soft, staying upright with palms resting on the right thigh, possibly drawing forward into that forward fold. Finding a support, a blanket, a pillow, stack fists to rest the forehead on. Maybe the eyes softly closed. Just notice the left side. Just notice the left side. On an inhale, slowly drawing yourself back to center if you've taken that option, releasing any prop if you've taken that option, and let the left knee draw forward, let the left leg extend. We're going to make our way to table pose, so pivoting right or left, coming to hands and knees. So notice the shoulders are over the wrists, the knees are underneath of the hip. Let the hips swivel right to left, left to right in each direction. Pausing at center, child's pose. The hips will draw back towards the heels. You can always use a support behind the knees. The arms can draw forward. If you like a wide knee, child's pose, please take that option, or any option, puppy pose, any option that works for you today. Notice the sensation of breath in our child's pose. You let the low back neutralize as it draws closer and closer towards the heels. If the arms aren't extended forward, go ahead and extend the arms, and we'll gently walk the arms, the hands towards the left. Notice sensations for the right side. Gaze is traveling towards the earth. The right hip can draw away, really creating space for the right side. Palms and hands return to center, a full breath. Then let them travel towards the right side. Left palm can overlap right, left hip can draw right or draw away. What do you feel on the left side? Let the arms and palms return to center. If the knees are wide, they return to parallel. Inhale, we'll return to our table pose, hands and knees, and make our way to a deeper cat stretch as the navel draws towards the spine, rounding the back, returning to center, possibly a cow. If there are any back sensitivities, just stay in that flat back with the gaze traveling forward. So moving from concave, convex, or flat back with each breath cycle. And maybe you pause in a shape, noticing the difference front body to back body. Where do you need to soften? So as I said, overuse can definitely create asymmetries. Where do you need to create space and let go of tension? One more full breath. And we'll all meet at a flat back. Shifting weight to the left, let the right leg extend long. On an inhale, allow it to raise towards hip height. And then pressing into the palm of the right hand, maybe the left arm extends, creating length from fingertips to toes, one long line. Making sure if this is right for you, otherwise let the palm of the left hand just root to the earth. The heel can draw away on the right side. On an exhalation, palm, knee return to the earth. Let the gaze travel towards the left side. So you may see the left hip, the left knee, maybe the left foot. Return back to center. Let the gaze travel towards the right side. As we return to center, shifting weight right, let the left leg extend. We'll let it raise towards hip height, staying in this shape, or maybe you float. Right arm alongside of right ear. Gaze traveling towards the earth. Navel is drawn towards the spine, balanced. Notice the asymmetry, but notice the balance you've created. Palm and knee return to the earth. Begin to make small circles with the hips in one direction. Pause and we'll reverse that direction. As we come to stillness, finding your child's pose, let the hips draw back towards the heels. Maybe you stack forearms, maybe you stack this, maybe you use a pillow or a block, a book forward. Can you find a little more depth in the posture? As we've adapted, as we've slowly moved, with each breath, can you release a little more completely? Slowly allow the arms to begin to extend overhead, and gently we'll walk the arms and the hands towards the right. The left hip drawing away, chin is slightly tucked, gazing towards the earth. Moving arms and hands back to center, full breath. And they'll gently draw towards the left with the right hip drawing away. As the arms return to center, on an inhale, returning to your table pose, we'll make our way to standing. Let the back of the toes curl, so the toes are curling, pressing evenly into the palm of the hands. The knees can hover off the earth. Gently walking feet towards hands and hands towards feet. Deep in for the knees, core strong. Begin to roll up one vertebra at a time. Arms can extend overhead, palms come to touch as they rest at heart center. Finding your mountain pose, maybe a little rocking on the soles of the feet. Feet are hip distance apart. Let each toe root. Find the four corners of the soles of the feet. And let the awareness draw to the knees, a softness to the knees. Notice the pelvic bowl is neutral, so drawing that neutrality in. Let the shoulder blades draw down and away. Slowly allow the arms, the palms to open to the center of the room. Maybe the eyes softly close. As you find the breath, allow it to draw from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head, and it will return from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet. Smooth, seamless inhalations and exhalations. Breath flows in and breath flows out. Calming, centering breaths. Slowly allow the arms to soften to the side body. Let the eyes gently open, and we'll draw the feet wider than hip distance apart. Gently begin to rock side to side, rotating in each direction. Elbows bend as the palms face up towards the sky. Elbows draw to shoulder height. And they extend overhead slowly, slowly. They release back to shoulder height. And then waist. Then allow the arms to just gently draw forward and back with each rotation. Pausing at center. Returning to your mountain pose shape, hands return to heart center, palms touch, thumbs to heart center. On an inhalation, send the fingertips up towards the sky, let the hands separate, gently drawing towards the right, let the left side lengthen, pressing the outer edge of the left foot. Core strong, we return to center, let the arms float to the left as we press in the outer edge of the right foot. Inhaling back to center, let the palms come to touch, returning to heart center, sending them forward. Begin to interlace the fingers, let the palms draw to the wall in front, shoulders are soft, knees are soft. Rotating, let the palms face the body, let the arms open wide, pausing, begin to make small circles clockwise. Coming to center, let the arms travel forward, left will cross over right above the elbow, giving yourself a hug, finding space between the shoulder blades, maybe the knees soften, maybe a gentle forward fold. Pressing into the soles of the feet. Returning to upright, let the arms extend wide in a T once more. Begin to rotate counterclockwise. I really have to think about that. That's called the opposite, counterclockwise. I have trouble sometimes with my right and my left. And always a challenge. Slow circles, maybe they get a little larger. And of course, when we're doing videoing, it's a little different because we're seeing mirror images. So it's all good for brain function. One more rotation here, pausing, let the arms travel towards each other. Right will cross above the left elbow, giving yourself a hug. The chin tucks, maybe you draw slightly forward. Feel the rooted sensation of the toes. Core strong as we return to center. And the arms will extend wide. Let them release to the side body, but then continue behind the back. Maybe you interlace. Maybe you go a little deeper, the knee bends, shoulder blades draw together. Maybe the gaze travels slightly up. Nice, nice. Feel that openness as we engage and we soften. Noticing our asymmetries, front body to back body. Pressing into the soles of the feet, we return to upright and fingers will soften by the side body. Gently begin to draw the arms forward. We're going to bend the elbows towards the waist, palms facing the earth, and take steps. And these are really slow, slow steps, moving with the breath, and we're going to pause on each side as we move. So shifting weight to the right, we step with the left, and then releasing the left, we step with the right. Inhale, we draw up. Exhale, we release. Inhale up, pause, exhale, release. Yogi's choice, you can move as slowly as you want. If you'd like to take a full breath and then release. Inhale, exhale. It's challenging your balance. You can always use a wall if you have a wall nearby. Maybe you take two. Maybe it's a good balance state for you. Maybe you have more balance, more stability on the right side. Allow yourself an extra breath on the right side. But not fearful of drawing to the left, just adapting. So as I said, I have a lot of compromises on my left side. I hold tension there. I've had injuries there. And sometimes I think it's just overthinking. It's easy to do, I know. I just stay in the moment, draw down, really root that big toe. Feel just as stable. The sensation is a little different. We'll move just a couple more times. Maybe you pick up the pace a little bit. See what feels good. Maybe you draw one leg forward and the other. Just a few more breaths. You're taking that option, returning to parallel, and then returning to stillness. We'll let the hands draw to the side body. And then slowly begin to rock on the soles of the feet. But once again, finding balance. We balance right, we balance left, maybe a deeper bend. Hands can sweep alongside of the body towards the earth and extending long. Maybe you pause on the balls of the feet. Finding length, exhale, gracefully releasing. Once more. Coming to center, let the shoulders drop. Exhale, shoulder blades will draw down the back. I'm going to turn to the side. We're going to work on a lunge. So coming to the top of your mat, hands at heart center, maybe on the right thigh. Shifting weight to the sole of the right foot, coming to the toes of the left. Take a big step back with the left, finding your pyramid pose. And then on an exhalation, let the right knee draw forward towards the ankle. You can stay in this shape. If you like to bend the left knee, a little more engagement. If you'd like to go deeper, you can release the left knee, shin and top of foot to the earth. In any shape, you can allow the arms to float alongside of the ears. Sensations for the left hip flexor, the right quadricep. Palms come to touch as they return to heart center or the thigh. If the knee is down, curling the back toe, extending the leg. And we'll shift the weight forward, shortening the stance as the left draws up to meet the right. Chair pose. Let the arms sweep alongside of the ears as the buttocks draw back. Thighs are parallel. Gaze can be to the earth, straight ahead or slightly up. Pressing into the soles of the feet, rising. Let the hands return to heart center or maybe the left thigh. And we'll shift our weight left, coming to the toes of the right, taking a big step back with the right foot, finding that length and width for stability, and then left knee draws towards the ankle. So you can stay in this shape, really feeling sensations as the heels drawing towards the earth. Let the upper torso be long and light, or maybe you bend the knee with the heel rising. A little more engagement. Maybe you release the knee, shin, and top of foot to the earth. Find what works for you on this side. Arms can sweep alongside of the ears. Let the palms come to touch. As they rest at heart center or the thigh, we'll curl the toes of the back. Shift weight to forward, shortening your stance, and the right will drop to meet the left. Let the hands come to heart center, finding your mountain pose, rocking on the soles of the feet. Let the toes root, tailbone tucks so the pelvic region is neutral. We call it tucking, but we're really just making sure that that pelvic region is neutral. And we'll send the fingertips up towards the sky. Let the hands separate. Gently draw to the left, rooting the outer edge of the right. Return to center. And hands and arms will draw towards the right. Coming back to center, let the palms touch. As they rest at heart center, send the fingertips forward. Interlacing the fingers, let the palms draw to the wall in front. Shoulders are soft, knees are soft. Let the palms face the body. The arms will open wide. Let them draw behind the body. Shoulder blades draw together, knees can be soft, gaze can travel slightly up. Pressing into the soles of the feet as we turn to upright, fingers separate, let the palms draw to the thighs, drawing forward. The knees are soft, let the knees bend deeply, and the palms will find the earth, and then the knees, top of feet, and shins. Palms drawing underneath the shoulders, just a little tapping out for the top of the feet, a little massage. As we pause, finding your child's pose, maybe your puppy pose. So puppy, the hips stay upright as they draw over the knees and the torso draws to the earth. Child's hips draw towards the heels. Let's see what feels best. On an inhale, return to center, and then pivoting right or left, we'll come into a seated shape. Let the legs extend long, sit bones root, feet are flexed. Begin to draw the sole of the right foot to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh of the left. Once again, you can take your prop, placing it under the thigh. That would feel good to you. You can also find half deer pose. That's something that you practice, bending that left knee, coming into half deer pose. We'll rotate subtly towards the right on an exhalation. Palms find the earth, walking the palms out on the earth. Let the head draw between the upper arms, lengthening the spine, opening the right hip. What do you notice on the right side? What supports do you need for the right side? On an inhale, slowly walking yourself back to center. And then we'll let the legs draw forward, making our way to the opposite side. So once again, feeling rooted sensation. Let the spine be long, the feet are flexed, sole of the left foot. Maybe you take a different option. You can always take that support, finding where it feels best for the sole of the left foot. Maybe the right leg stays extended with the support under the knee. That's a nice option. Or maybe you bend the right knee into half deer pose. Make this a unique experience for the left side, detaching from what you did on the right side, just honoring sensations for the left. As we subtly rotate towards the left, hinge from the hips, lead with the heart, let the palms walk out on the earth. Find openness for the hip, length for the spine, and calming sensations for the nervous system. Gently pressing into the palm of the hands as we walk ourselves back to center. And we'll stack the knees as we pivot. Let the soles of the feet rest on the earth. We're going to make our way to reclined. So the soles of the feet are resting on the earth. Hands can be forward. Palms can face up towards the sky or a little more supportive. Let the palms rest underneath the thighs. And one vertebra at a time, releasing. Core strong. Releasing to the earth. Find yourself reclined on the earth. Let the knees draw in towards the chest. Gentle rock, hip to hip, side to side. Pause at center. Let the soles of the feet return to the earth. Gently allow the right knee to draw in towards the chest. Interlace hands behind the thighs and the right leg long. If you like to point and flex the foot, that's always an option, or rotating the ankle. Maybe you draw the leg a little closer, those micro moves that lengthen all the connective tissues on the back of the right leg. As the leg returns to center, bending the knee, then slowly drawing it towards the right shoulder. Right knee towards the right shoulder. And gently begin to make small circles in one direction. Pause and we'll reverse that rotation. Coming to stillness, slowly drawing the knee back to center. We'll cross the ankle, resting it above the left knee on the thigh, but letting the ankle be soft. So it's really right above the ankle that you're resting it on the thigh. You can stay with the sole of the foot on the earth. You can always place a book or a block underneath the left sole of the foot. Maybe you draw the legs a little closer to the body, interlacing hands between the legs. Maybe you extend the left leg long. Playing with the shape and sensations, never any discomfort on the right side. Forearm can rest softly on the thigh, creating more openness. You should feel sensation for the right gluteal area, the right piriformis. If ever there's any sensation of discomfort, you always draw out of the pose. Breath flows in. And breath flows out. You may notice the eyes softly closing. Notice the warm exhalation and a cooling inhalation with each cycle. If the leg is extended, bending the knee, returning the sole of the left foot to the earth, releasing any prop. As we uncross the right, feet will walk wider than hip distance apart, arms resting by the side body. Gently allow the right knee to draw inward towards midline. So internal rotation for the right hip. Knee returns to center, feet return to hip distance apart, left side. Let the left knee draw in towards the body, interlacing hands behind the thighs, sending the leg long. And taking that option that feels best on this side, maybe pointing and flexing, maybe rotating, micro moves, lengthening hamstrings, back of the left leg. Let the leg return to center, Releasing the fingers, let the knee bend towards the body, slowly opening it. Hand can rest on the shin or behind the thigh. Left knee draws towards the left shoulder, and we'll begin to rotate clockwise, opening, softening the left side. Pause, and we'll reverse that rotation. One more rotation. Gently drawing the knee back towards center, crossing the ankle, resting it on the right thigh. And then taking any option here. You can always place that prop underneath the right foot. If you feel too much sensation, that's a nice option. Maybe you interlace arms and hands between the legs, drawing the right knee a little closer. Right leg can extend. Notice any unique sensations for the left side. Honoring those sensations and sending the breath to that area where you need to create space. Soften connective tissues on the left side. Notice if you're holding tension in the jaw or the shoulders. Each exhalation, soften, release, and let go. Right knee will bend if you've taken that option. Sole of the right foot returns to the earth, releasing any prop. Gently uncrossing the left, walking the feet wider than hip distance apart. Let the left knee draw in towards midline. This could be a subtle movement or a deeper movement. Just being aware of and honoring the sensations on the left side. So as I said, some of our asymmetries are anatomical, and that has to do with the femur connecting into the hip joint. We're all unique in that regard. As the knee draws back to center, walking both feet back to parallel, let the knees draw in towards the chest, open wide, happy baby. Hands can come behind the thigh, the shin, the ankle, inner outer sole of the foot. Maybe you take that bind with the big toes. Rock from side to side. What do you notice? Gentle massage for the low back. And as we move from right side to left side and left side to right side, notice that balance. We always come back to center. That fulcrum, that midpoint. Once more to each side. And then pausing at center, hands released, drawing to the outside of the legs. The legs will return to parallel. Soles of the feet will return to the earth. Let the hands return to the side body. Just take a few pelvic tilts. As you exhale, draw the waistband into the earth. Let the sacrum slightly leave the earth. So we're massaging forward and back. Waistband draws in towards the earth. You might feel a little pressure on the soles of the feet. And then releasing. A nice gentle massage for low back. Moving mulch or cleaning out your attic. Building core strength and being kind to the low back. 2 more breaths here. As you return to that flat back, we'll make our way to our spinal twist. So yogi's choice once more. Soles of the feet can remain on the earth. The arms extend in a T from the shoulders. We'll move to our right side first. So the option is soles of the feet remaining on the earth, and you can let the knees float right. If you enjoy having a little deeper twist, let the knees draw in towards the chest, maybe placing a block or a pillow between the thighs. So that's always a nice option to keep stability for the hips. And the knees can float right. So finding any option, twisted root, we twist one leg over the other and then drawing right. Arms can extend in that T, or you can take goddess arms. I'm taking goddess arms because I really don't have enough room on the right side. So head can remain center, or maybe the gaze travels towards the left. A little more intense. Once again, being aware of sensations, always drawing back if you feel too much sensation. We want effort, but ease. As you let the eyes softly close, as you connect with the sensation of breath. Find the calming sensation as we twist to the right, aware of but non-attached. On an inhale, allow the head to return to center if you've taken that option. Core strong, let the knees return to center. If you've crossed those legs, twisted root, reverse your cross, and we'll gently let the knees float towards the left. Maybe you take a different arm shape. Maybe you come to goddess arms. Maybe you allow one arm to rest by the side body and one arm to extend overhead. See where you can let go, create space, find softness, be one with sensations of breath. Head can draw towards the right. On an inhale, allow the head to return to center. Core strong, the knees will return to center. Soles of the feet can return to the earth. Arms can return to the side body. Taking any last movement or shape, maybe a knee rock, maybe some knee circles, and making your way to the shape that you choose for your relaxation. Bringing any props or support. So if seated, maybe a bolster or a pillow. If reclined, maybe a coverlet. Maybe a support for underneath the thighs, maybe a little support underneath the neck. Legs up the wall is a really nice option. So come into the shape that allows you to really let go and be in the present moment. As the eyes are soft and the jaw is soft, as you connect with sensation of breath, as we draw in through the nostrils, cool, calming sensation, and we release through the nostrils, warm, relaxing sensation. Be one with the rhythm. We've moved through asymmetries in the body. We found adaptations to create balance. So perhaps in the mind's eye, you visualize a beautiful Japanese garden. As you walk through the simplicity, you feel the moss underneath the soles of the feet. Maybe you hear the gentle call of a bird as it sits on the limb of a pine tree. You notice the soft babble of a brook as it meanders through the garden. To the right, fringe red maple, gracefully drawing towards the earth. To the left, strong boulders, supporting each other, creating definition and strength. Graceful maples surrounded by small irises. The sound of the water and the birds. You might notice the sweet smell of a lilac. Green colors, chartreuse, lime, spring, evergreen loden. The simplicity of the garden. And you begin to notice as you meander down the path, there's a surprise between each curve in that path. And the gaze travels towards the earth. And then it draws towards the understory. You see shapes. Some look like clouds. Some look like mountains. Some are open and light. Some are dense and thick. As you continue down that journey, you notice that the balance is created by nature. That graceful harmony. Surprise to the right, a surprise to the left. You gaze up towards the sky, some wonder. As you gaze towards the earth, delight. As you journey through the garden, you find a deeper appreciation for that sense of asymmetry that creates that balance, that grace, that harmony in the garden. Allow yourself to rest softly in this image in the mind's eye, to be one with all the sensations that that image creates as you rest peacefully. As we learn to adapt to this format, please stay with your journey if you so choose. As our hour is nearly up. So stay in that journey when you're ready to draw back to the present moment and let that image just gently fade away and return to the sensation of breath, physical sensation that we found when we began our physical practice. Staying in the beauty of nature, staying one with that sense of grace and harmony. There is creative balance in embracing asymmetries. Just look at the grace and harmony in nature. Mary Lou Bean. Rest softly. Find peace. Journey inward. Be one with the sensation of gratitude for all your yoga practice has given to you today and every day. Journeying back, coming to a seated shape. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and joining YogaZoomFest with gratitude and grace. Namaste.